Hello, what's up, guys? Welcome to my today's stream. Today, we are gonna be drawing something. Well, if you guys know, I have a website and I write articles for it. So, i- in a recent article, I thought about talking about how to simplify things because it's the first step that you need to learn. So, if I thought I gonna draw for my article, I thought it would be better to draw on stream. It's just more content. So let's get started. I will give you guys some tips through the stream. So wait and have fun. So you guys should know that everything is art is breaking down to simple things. It's all come from basic shapes. If we can get an idea and break down those shapes, we will be able to draw more fastly and efficiently and without having to think and be troubled with what you're drawing and understand the complexity while making it simple. Every complex drawing start from the simple parts. If you guys are gonna be an artist, you need to understand that you need to go into the canvas, not out from it. First, begin the large shapes, block out them, and go for the details later. Through my study, I have found there are few. Through my study, I have found there are few shapes that mostly artists use to break down their characters, and there are many ways to simplify them. So, let's get started. There are three main shapes that we can use to simplify things: squares, triangles, and circles. These are the three main shapes, and they also show the personality of the character. Like, if you think about square, they are a well calm and collected person. who has strong ego and more of like a strong man. And if we talk about triangles, if you're drawing a character mainly based on triangles, they give this sort of the idea they are edgy. They want to do things fast. Sometimes most villainous characters are based on triangles. And there are there are the soft characters. Those are mostly drawn from using circles. Circles have a soft edge. Most soft characters, most calm, collected, and the characters that have more feelings, emotions, are shown from the circles. If you are designing characters, you need to understand these facts to make a clear, more understandable character for your drawing. If you want to draw villainous character, use more triangles. If you want to draw soft, cute, lovely characters, you could draw with circles. And if you want to show the strong power, use squares. And if you are drawing, or if you start drawing, it's much better to start from the 2D shapes and later go into 3D. These are the basic shapes. You can use them to break down characters and stuff. Now, another way of simplifying, there are a few different types of lines: straight lines, straight lines, curved lines, and zigzag lines. After that, we can have curve, zigzag, straight lines, and S-curve lines. Straight lines are mostly used on hard characters, and if you want to get a quick sketch in under a few seconds, straight lines do the trick. Curved lines are mostly shown on soft characters, they are cute and lovely. Zigzag lines are more kind of chaotic line, and these curved straight lines are mostly shown in muscles. If you want to draw an arm, you can draw like this and this and this, and these parts represent muscle groups that you can get a rough idea to draw the arm. And escurve lines are more used in gesture drawing to capture the motion and the flow. We will talk about that later. For now, these are the basic lines type that you need to understand and improve on. If you can draw these lines fast and efficiently, there isn't much thing to do. If you can draw this line with one try, you need to practice this line, where to place them and how to use them. If you are trying to draw perspective drawing, I recommend using triangles and squares more than circles because it's much easier to recognize them in perspective. I hope you can guys can see this cool photograph that I downloaded from Pinterest. In this photograph, y- if you just saw it, see it, it's much harder to draw because there are a lot of complex shapes. The perspective is complex. Almost everything is kind of troublesome. So we need to break this down into pieces. So let's start breaking this down. I'm gonna mark the head with a circle and here with a triangle. And I mostly use squares to mark up the body. Like this. And a tiny square for there. And third curves. Except for the thumb. Only thumb have two curves. Now if you look at this is much simpler to understand and practice. Now let's make it a bit 3D. As you can see, these are just 2D shapes. I'm gonna choose a different color to make it more visible. Now you see, using those things help you to break down the characters. And there is the other things. With lines, you can see I use a curve shape here and a straight line here. And lines can be also used to capture the important, but if you knew gesture, it is much easier to show the motion and the flow of your drawing. Gesture kind of shows around where the important parts go, like for the head, this for the arm, and this is for the arm, and this is for the foot. All the main points that can be focused. And there is a other interesting fact that I learned recently from Ross Draws. If you are going to pick up a reference, you should pick something that is more complex, not complex, like eye catching. And if you look at my reference, this is why triangles are important in perspective drawing and also compositioning. Triangles help you to kind of show the three main focus points. If you connect those three main focus points, it does give a sort of the understanding what areas we should focus on and what area we shouldn't. And circles more represent the negative space and squares more representative with the positive space. I can't remember that correctly, but I know the triangle should show the main focus points in the picture. So if you look at this photograph, you can see triangle like this. This triangle give you what things that you should focus on, especially the arm, the foot, and the face. These are the key focus areas. Sometimes artists fill this with negative space. We shouldn't focus in the negative space that it's not much less detailed, or the outer part is less detailed. If you put the everything important in this area and also this area, the drawing would be more chaotic. So if you're drawing with triangles, always leave the outer or the inner part with one of those, make it less important and not the focus area. Now let's see how other artists like the masters use this to use these simplifying techniques to break down their art, make it much more easy and more efficient. Now let's start with a classic anime, one of my favorite anime, and it's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. As you can see, we have a character from the story here. It is Kim Bradley. And if you look at this character, you feel the strength and the power at the first glance. It's such an amazing character. You can understand and recognize it anywhere. And this character's personality is more leadership, strength, and power. And if you can see, this character mostly have square shape and straight lines. Even the jaw is drawn in square shape. So let's take our red pen and see circle. Even the arms are big. These sort of things, even the legs, gigantic straight line, square shaped things represent how strong they are, their personality greatly. Even his facial hair is kind of look like this. If you are drawing a more strong, powerful person, the squares can help you a lot. And that's the reason why Full Metal Alchemy means design a character that's more rememberable and at the first glance it shows their personality. And if I draw the kind of structure to Kim Bradley, I will use more square shape for the get the guidelines. This is just one of the characters. And let's see another one. Yes, we have Lust here. If you remember Lust have kind of edgy personality. She's mischievous, she's evil, villainous. And you can see that edgy look in her shape language. Like there's been triangles used in here and there. Almost his Here is a zigzag line. Even her eyes is pointy, sharp, edgy. This is what I said. Here is zigzag. Even her elbows is much sharper than the other characters and much more edgy lines to get the villainous and the mysterious, like the secretive type. And here we have Rockbell. I don't remember her first name, but it's a Rockbell something. You can see she a soft, kind, emotion, full of emotions, and a lovable character. In her shape language, there are a lot of circles. Face is a circle, her eyes are big and more circlish eyes. In her body, you can see these shapes are mostly soft, not hard. In the arm, this is not just a straight line, they have much more little bumps to make it soft and smooth. Now let's look at gluttony. Now you might think, oh, he's a villain. But in this story, gluttony depends on lust and have emotions, not like a mysterious, super careful kind of guy. He's more like a soft hearted killer. And you can see this guy is just made of circles. Every part is soft and everything is circles. His whole face is just made of circle. It show even this character is villainous. He can't do anything of his own. He always depend on others. And even if he was bad, he is soft compared to the other characters or the other things in the story. Now look at Alphonse Eric. Alphonse Eric, he cared about others. He cared about his brother. So in his design, it's also with sharp and also soft lines. In his armor design, you can see these lines are softer lines. And it kind of a mixture with square and circle, like these. And Alphonse's character is just like that. He is soft, but he want to get his body back again. If you not watch the story, sad, you should definitely watch it. And he has his mission to complete, and he always works for that. He's determined, but he's very soft-hearted, a kind person. Not even in this, even game design, artist shows this. Now you can see Angry Birds. Now, this is the fat big bomb guy. Now he's mostly drawn with circles. As you can see, a big circle, and this is a speedy one. He is more shown with triangles. Even simple things in like this, they show what the personality, even if just a random animal, cartoon character. Sometimes, even in especially in Disney films, when they get the reference, they exaggerate things. They made the eyes big, or the face big, or the nose is small. Some things, some little things that give the artistic effect is that. Now we saw a lot of reference. Now let's get into some, I say, more realistic drawings, and one of my favorite mangakas, Hajime Isayama's Attack on Titan or Shingeki no Kyojin. It has realistic, cartoonistic characters. Let's start with this. As you can see, Isayama have a more realistic approach, but are made more based on soft lines. Erwin, on the other hand, made it more straight lines, as you can see here. It is much harder to detect them, especially because of their, well, they are more realistic. But if you look at it, you would be able to tell. And the reason why Attack on Titan characters are memorable is not because of their body, rather the equipment and their poses. Their omnidirectional gears and the thunder spears, that are the most recognizable things rather than the characters. But Hajime Isayama has kind of find the cartoonistic and the artistic and put it together and draw characters that are exactly what they will look if they are real. And you might think these poses are hard. Yes, they are hard. The focus point is right here. But if you break down this into simple shape like before, it is usual. It's not much that much harder to draw. Like you see this blade. Well, if you see just this is just a line right here, straight line right here, and a curve right here. And more further you go, the lines in between are made closer. It is foreshadowing. And in the cave, it's just like that. and this is just a oval right here. In this art, you can see the composition. In this piece of art, what is important is Levi doing this sword dash. In here, he is putting his legs as a triangle shape, and that's the part that is important. That's the part is most detailed, the most has most contrast. And if you think this hard, no, this is just lines, shapes that can be broken down to simple things. If you are having harder time drawing is not hard. The harder part is visualizing things. It's harder to visualize how the leg should be, how should it be placed. If you're having trouble with that, there are a ton of resources in my blog articles, the tools that can be used that I have searched through Google. If you want to know how to get references and stuff, there are a special blog article in my website about that. So go ahead, read it, and find tools that can be help for your art. Even in the next one, you see, if we connect the two faces like this, and you can see a triangle. This is not perfect, but it will sort of give you the idea. In this one, Levi's in middle, but he's not the important part. These two, and this is just the negative space, and this is the positive space. You can see those guys are the most detailed one. Now let's jump to this one. This is one of my favorite scenes from this story. So let's find the triangle electric composition. If you go through this line like that and like that, you can see it's so much easily. And the foreshadowing is used and the contrasts are more visible. And all the lines show the motion of this drawing. And you can see in this picture the motion is just going blade going through straight. And this characters is like that. And this picture's gesture is kind of goes the flow like this in an S shape. You can see he kind of marked it. You see this special effect. It kind of shows what's happening. Basically goes like this and this. It show the gesture. And this one gesture is shoosh, like that. And even in the characters, if you can see, this is a straight line and this is a curved line. It is much simple. It will look much more simpler when you break down this and understand the what's behind them. They doesn't start drawing like this. Always they draw me strike like something like this. And they improve it to look like this, which is a stick man. It also can be some kind of ragdoll guy. So when you are drawing, first look up the most important shapes like the head, the body, like sort of outlining what way should go. Then go to much detailed things always. go into the canvas, not out to it. The reason that I am telling this and all the other people say this because if you are focused too much on detail, you will mess things up. So I think that's it for today's stream. I have some drawings that I could put on my website. So if you want to go and check it out, I will totally appreciate it. If you guys like this video, this explanation, subscribe, hit on the notification button, like it, and wait for more. Thank you guys for watching.